Then Chinese government, since they came to Tibet not as a colonialist, but rather liberator. So liberator must act as a liberator. So liberator should not bring more misery. So therefore, I think now only hope is, please, you, non-Tibetan, go there and ask Chinese government, you should, not only just you should step in Tibetan land, but you should have free access. You can argue with the Chinese government, or the you state, things are very beautiful, things are very good, then must show to the world. It is their interest and must prove Dalai Lama's claim is wrong. So you should ask the Chinese officials. Then on the spot, you should have free access. So, not only welcome, but I urge you, please go there. And just sometimes I told, you say, I'm telling, rather I think expensive, go to Tibet. So then you can borrow some money from here and there. Then you bring some articles from Tibet, then you can sell. Then maybe, you see, you get some money.
Okay, I'm told we have 5 more minutes, so this is the last question. I'd like both of you to answer it. This member of our audience and our community says, I believe the human race is getting better spiritually over time. What do you think?
I'd like to answer that by remembering a question I was asked by the then president of China, Jiang Zemin, when I met him in Beijing on one of my visits. And I had to speak with him through translation. And when he asked this question, he then said to me in English, because he spoke more English than he was admitting, he said, I'm particularly interested in your answer. So I listened very carefully to the question. And the question he asked me was, do you, as UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, think that religion is important in the world today, given the advances in scientific knowledge? So I began the answer with the question, and I said, it is astounding, the advances in scientific knowledge. And it was just after the human genome had been mapped. But I said, if you're asking me as High Commissioner, I believe that religion and spirituality are extraordinarily important in our world today and will continue to be very important. And he did not like the answer. Not at all. He liked the beginning of the answer, but not the end of the answer. So.
I think, firstly, of course, my answer always long. I'm not expert, you see, answer yes, no, that. Simple answer. One is my story. 1996, I had meeting late Queen Mother. Since she observed whole century, isn't it?
That's right.
At that time, her age also 96. So I asked her, since you observe most part of the century, so do you think the humanity or world become better or worse or same? Without hesitation, she immediately mentioned better. Reason, she used, when she was young, there is no idea of human right and right of self-determination. Now these things become universal. So she mentioned like that. So therefore, and then also the spirituality way. spirituality. Huh? Oh. I always feel 20th century, I think the most crucial century in human history. So the early part of 20th century, a lot of warfare, millions of people killed. World War or Civil War or Korean, Vietnam War, like that. Yeah. Then I think the people generally really develop strong feeling of fed up about violence. So desire for peace, I think, much sort of stronger. And also, at least in the European continent, I think different nation, different nationality, they don't much bother about the difference. One time, it was my tutor, I consider my tutor, von Weizsäcker, late von Weizsäcker.
I knew him, yes.
He once told me, when he was young, then every German eye, French is their enemy. And in French, I also same. But then he says, now, no longer that kind of a feeling. And hopefully, in Irish eye, the British are maybe now nicer. So these are, I think, through our own experience, I say, more hatred, more anger, more violence, nowhere to reach, more suffering, particularly innocent people. So therefore, I think a desire for peace, and when real desire of peace or desire of non-violence, sometimes I feel word peace and non-violence a little bit is the same meaning, but seems to see non-violence is more stronger, I feel. The reason, when I first visit Soviet Union, 79, then they say, peace-loving nation. All their military preparation for world peace. But I think, you see, they may find it difficult to say all the military preparation for non-violence. I think difficult. So therefore, I think the people's sort of public attraction about non-violence also growing. Now in South Africa, follow Mahatma Gandhi's sort of practice, and then Martin Luther King here in this country also thus strictly following Mahatma Gandhi's sort of principle. So that automatically you see bring spirit of dialogue and ready to talk with so-called your enemy. Talk how to solve this through mutual interest.
And also,
that is a practical way.
Yeah, also the women's movement, and women for peace, and women tackling violence. Don't leave that out.
Now, here, you see.